Her username, ghostintheshell_94. She'd earned respect there. At 14. A black girl from Oakland. Because in the dark corners of the internet, nobody cares what you look like. They care what you can do. Today's thread, Chen Technologies' new security system. Unbreakable? LOL. Marcus Chun had announced it 3 weeks ago. Quantum, encrypted firewall. Military, grade protection. $50 million development budget. He'd challenged the hacker community. Crack this and I'll hire you. $100,000 bounty. 23 elite hackers had tried. All failed. Zara read through their attempts. Brute force, SQL injection, social engineering, zero-day exploits. Every conventional method. All rejected. She smiled. They were asking the wrong question. They were trying to break in from outside. What if the vulnerability was already inside? Zara pulled up another window. Chen Technologies' corporate structure. Public record. She'd been studying it for 6 weeks. Board of Directors. Executive Team. Founding documents. Filed in 2019. Just after her father died. David Mitchell, listed as contributing developer. No equity. No recognition. Just a name buried in an LLC filing. Her father had built the original codebase. The foundation Marcus Chun built his empire on. Then Marcus pushed him out. No money. No credit. When David got sick, stage 4 pancreatic cancer, Marcus sent flowers to the funeral. $200 arrangement. Sympathy card signed by an assistant. Meanwhile, Chun Technologies went public. $8 billion valuation. Zara opened a text file on her laptop. Her father's final gift. Code he'd written the week before he died, when he still had enough strength to type. Zara, baby girl. If you're reading this, I'm gone. I'm sorry. I tried to build something for us. Something that would take care of you. But Marcus stole it. Took my work, my code, and built his fortune while I died in a county hospital. But I left you something. A way in. A backdoor in the original architecture. He doesn't know it exists. Nobody does. It's hidden in the authentication protocol, disguised as a deprecated function. Use it if you need it. But be smart. Be careful. And baby, make him pay. Below the letter, 47 lines of code. Python. Beautiful, elegant, dangerous. Zara had memorized every character. She'd spent 6 weeks testing it. Building a virtual environment. Simulating Chen Technologies' network architecture based on public information and leaked internal docs she'd found on Pastebin. The backdoor worked. Her father's ghost key still unlocked doors. But she needed more than access. She needed proof. Evidence. Something that would destroy Marcus Chun the way he destroyed her father. She opened another browser tab. Chen Technologies' financial disclosures. SEC filings. Annual reports. Something was wrong. She'd noticed it 3 weeks ago. Revenue numbers that didn't quite match. Expenses that seemed inflated. Shell companies in Delaware that showed up in footnotes but had no clear purpose. Zara pulled up her spreadsheet. 6 weeks of data mining. Compiling. Cross-referencing. Chen Technologies claimed 200 employees. LinkedIn showed 187. Where were the other 13? Research and development budget, $50 million last year. But GitHub commits from their public repos showed minimal activity. If they weren't coding, where was the money going? She needed inside access. Real access. Not just the public-facing data. Her phone buzzed. Text from Mrs. Chun, the librarian. Zara, someone's here asking for you. Says she's from a tech magazine. Zara minimized her windows, closed Tor. She walked back to the front desk. A woman stood there. Late 20s, Asian, American, professional blazer, press badge clipped to her pocket. TechCrunch in red letters. Hi, are you Zara Mitchell? Zara's guard went up instantly. Who's asking? The woman smiled. I'm Sarah Park, reporter for TechCrunch. I've been following Black Hat Talk Forum. Saw your handle. Ghost_in_the_shell_94. You've been posting some interesting theories about Chen Technologies. Zara's heart rate spiked. How did you find me? Sarah lowered her voice. Your code signature. The way you structure your forum posts. I ran an analysis. Cross-referenced with library login patterns in the Bay Area. You're not as anonymous as you think. Zara started to walk away. Wait. Sarah stepped closer. I'm not here to expose you. I'm here because I think you're right. I've been investigating Marcus Chen for 6 months. Something's dirty about his financials. But I can't prove it. I don't have access. What do you want from me? There's a tech conference. Next week. Tech Forward Summit at the Paramount in San Francisco. Marcus is the keynote speaker. He's announcing his new security system publicly. Doing a live demonstration. Hack me if you can publicity stunt. So I can get you in. Press credential. You'll have access to the demo system. Real time, in front of 500 people. If there's a vulnerability, if there's evidence, that's your shot. Zara studied her. Why would you help me? Because I think Marcus Chen stole your father's work. I found David Mitchell's name buried in early filings. GitHub commits that match Chen's later projects. Code that's identical. But David died before he could fight back. Sarah pulled out a folder. Showed Zara documents. Timeline comparisons. Code analysis. Patent applications filed by Marcus 3 weeks after David's funeral. Your father built the foundation. Marcus built an empire on it. And nobody knows because dead men can't sue. Zara's hands shook. She'd suspected. Had pieces. But seeing it laid out. Proof. What's the catch? Sarah closed the folder. If you find something, I get the exclusive story. I expose him. You get justice. We both win. And if I get caught? If I fail? Then you're just another kid who tried and failed. But Marcus walks away. Lives in his mansion. Flies private jets. While you go back to foster care. Zara looked at her father's photo on her phone background. Him smiling. Proud. Before the sickness. Before the bills. Before Marcus Chen. When is it? Next Friday. 7 p.m. I'll have your credential ready. Zara nodded once. I'm in. 1 week of preparation. Zara didn't go to school. Not once. She told Patricia she had a special program, a lie that worked because Patricia was too tired to verify. Every day, library opening to closing. 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. She built a complete map of Chen Technologies' network architecture. Studied every public presentation Marcus had given. Watched his speeches, his interviews, his TED Talk about building unhackable systems. She noticed his tells. The way he paused before lying. The slight smirk when he talked about original innovation. The way he never mentioned collaborators, partners, anyone who might have contributed. Everything was, I built this. I created that. No mention of David Mitchell. No acknowledgement. At night, back at the apartment, she practiced. Wrote and rewrote the exploit code. Timed herself. Her father's backdoor gave her access, but she needed to be fast. Clean. No room for error. 47 seconds. That became her target. The age her father was when he died. 47 years old. 47 seconds to honor him. Thursday night, 24 hours before the conference, Zara couldn't sleep. She sat on the couch, laptop open, staring at her father's code. What if she failed? What if the system had changed? What if Marcus found her first? Her phone buzzed. Sarah Park. Credential ready. Meet me tomorrow at 5 p.m. Westfield Mall, food court. Don't be late. Zara replied, I'll be there. Then she opened a new file. Started writing. If something went wrong, if she didn't make it out, she wanted the truth recorded. My name is Zara Mitchell. I'm 14 years old. My father was David Mitchell, software engineer, genius, the man who built the code that Marcus Chen stole. Tomorrow, I'm going to prove it. If you're reading this, either I succeeded, or I'm gone. Either way, someone needs to know the truth. She saved it. encrypted it, uploaded it to a dead man's switch. If she didn't check in every 24 hours, the file would send to every major tech journalist in the country. Friday morning, Zara woke up early. Looked at her father's photo. Today, Dad. Today we make him pay. Zara sat at a sticky table near the Panda Express, laptop bag clutched tight, watching every entrance. Foster care taught you to always know your exits. Sarah Park appeared at 5:07, carrying a manila envelope and a Starbucks coffee. She slid into the seat across from Zara. You ready for this? Zara's stomach churned. She hadn't eaten since the Pop-Tart that morning. Yeah. Sarah pushed the envelope across. Inside, a press credential. Laminated badge with Zara's photo, taken from her library card scan, somehow. Name, Zara Mitchell, Junior Correspondent, TechCrunch. How did you get my photo? I have my ways. Sarah smiled slightly. Look, once you're inside, you're on your own. I can't be seen helping you. If security asks, you're shadowing me for a school project. Got it? Got it. And Zara? Sarah's voice dropped. If you find something, anything that proves Marcus stole your father's work, you download it. USB drive, cloud backup, whatever. But you need proof that will hold up. Screenshots aren't enough. We need source code, emails, financial records. Something a lawyer can use. Zara pulled out a USB drive, small black, 256 gigabytes. I'm ready. Good. Sarah stood. Conference starts at 7. Doors open at 6:30. Marcus keynotes at 7:45. That's when he'll do the demo. The unhackable system challenge. I'll be there. One more thing. Sarah hesitated. Marcus Chun is dangerous. Not physically, but legally. He has an army of lawyers. If you get caught accessing his system without authorization, that's federal crime territory. Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. You could face serious time. I know the risks. Do you? You're 14. A black girl from foster care. The system won't be kind to you if this goes wrong. Zara met her eyes. The system's never been kind to me. That's why I'm doing this. Sarah nodded slowly. Your father would be proud. After Sarah left, Zara sat alone for 20 minutes. Hands shaking. The reality settling in. She could still walk away. Go back to Patricia's apartment. Survive. Graduate eventually. Maybe get into college. Live a normal life. But her father's face kept appearing. Him smiling in that photo. Him teaching her to code at age 6. Him sitting in a hospital bed, too weak to type, dictating that final message. Make him pay. Zara stood. Checked her backpack. Laptop. Charger. USB drive. Her father's code, memorized but also written on paper, folded small, hidden in her shoe. She took the BART from Oakland to San Francisco. 40 minutes. She watched the city blur past. Skyscrapers rising. The world of money and power her father never got to join. The Paramount Hotel occupied an entire block of downtown San Francisco. Gold, trimmed revolving doors. Valet parking for Teslas and Maseratis. Doormen in uniforms that probably cost more than Patricia's monthly rent. Zara walked up in her ripped jeans and oversized hoodie. The doorman looked at her like she was lost. Can I help you, miss? Zara held up her press credential. Tech Forward Summit. He studied it. Studied her. Skepticism written across his face. You're a little young for press. Zara thought of her father. Dying in a county hospital. Medical bills he couldn't pay. Code that Marcus stole. She opened her laptop. 47 seconds, sir. Give me 47 seconds, and I'll own your entire network. The room lost it. Marcus threw his head back, laughing. The $50,000 Rolex on his wrist caught the light. Oh, this is gold. Everyone hear this? 47 seconds. He turned to the crowd, playing to them. You know what? I'll make you a deal. You hack my system, prove you're not just another street kid playing dress up as a hacker, and I'll give you $100,000. He pulled out his wallet. Thick with hundreds. Hell, I'll give you the whole company. Chen Technologies. $8 billion market cap. All yours. The room exploded. People recording. Comments flooding the live stream. Marcus was confident. Arrogant. He'd seen 5 professionals fail. This child wouldn't even get past the login screen. Zara's fingers hovered over her keyboard. Marcus checked his Apple Watch. Starting now. 47, 46, 45. The countdown appeared on the screen. Giant numbers. 47 seconds. Ticking down. Zara typed the first command. And everything changed. Zara's fingers hit the keyboard. Muscle memory from 6 weeks of practice. First command, open terminal. The black screen appeared. Command prompt blinking. Around her, the ballroom was silent except for Marcus's voice counting down. 46, 45, 44. She typed. The IP address wasn't the one Marcus gave the other contestants. This was the internal development server. The one her father built 5 years ago. Connection established. Password prompt appeared. 43 seconds. Marcus leaned over her shoulder, still smiling. That's not even the right server, sweetheart. You're not even trying to access the demo system. Zara ignored him. Typed the password. Not a word. A hash. 64 characters. Her father's final gift. Enter password. Press enter. 40 seconds. Access granted. The terminal displayed. Welcome, Ghost. Last login, 2021, 03, 15 4 hours 23 minutes and 17 seconds. You have accessed the legacy development environment. Warning, deprecated system. Scheduled for deletion. Marcus's smile faded slightly. How did you get dev server credentials? Zara's voice was quiet. My father built this server. What? She typed another command. A list of files appeared. Hundreds. Core system files. The foundation of Chen Technologies' entire security architecture. 35 seconds. Someone in the crowd, wait, she's in something. Marcus's jaw tightened. That's not the challenge server. You're supposed to be hacking the Quantum Shield demo. Zara looked up at him. I am. This is your system. The original codebase. Everything you built sits on top of this. She scrolled through the files. Found what she needed. Her father's name. Right there. In the core system files. Marcus's face went pale. He reached for the laptop. Don't touch it. Zara's voice was steel. 30 seconds. The crowd was leaning forward now. Phones out. Live stream viewers jumping. 75,000. 100,000. 150,000. Zara opened the file. Her father's code filled the screen. Beautiful. Elegant. The authentication protocol that made Chen Technologies possible. At the bottom, commented out, invisible to anyone who didn't know to look. She typed. 25 seconds. The system responded. Marcus grabbed her shoulder. His voice was urgent now, angry. Stop. You're accessing proprietary systems without authorization. This is illegal. Zara shrugged him off. So was stealing my father's code. What are you talking about? 20 seconds. She typed rapidly now. Searching every directory. Every file. Looking for mentions of her father's name. Results flooded the screen. The crowd gasped. Someone shouted, is that saying Marcus stole someone's code? 15 seconds. Marcus lunged for the laptop. Zara blocked him. She clicked on the patent file. It opened on the big screen. 40 feet tall. Everyone could see. United States Patent Application Quantum Encryption Protocol Inventor, Marcus Chen filed, March 20, 2019. Note, internal based on unpublished work by David Mitchell, terminated contractor. Original documentation destroyed per legal agreement. The ballroom erupted. Oh my God. He admitted it. That's fraud. Marcus's face drained of all color. That's privileged information. You can't access that. 10 seconds. Zara kept typing. Opening more files. A spreadsheet. Columns of numbers. Dates. Amounts. Transactions moving money from Chen Technologies' R&D budget into shell companies. $50 million over 3 years. And the kicker, one transfer. March 18, 2019. $2 million. Memo, final payment, D. Mitchell severance, NDA enforcement. 3 days after her father's funeral. 7 seconds. Zara clicked one more file. The one she'd been hoping to find. Marcus's personal emails. Backed up to the development server. Forgotten. She searched, David Mitchell. Results, 47 emails. She opened one. Dated March 10, 2019. The day her father was diagnosed. From, Marcus Chin to, Richard Blackwell, Chen Technologies Legal, subject, Mitchell problem. David Mitchell diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Stage 4. He's demanding equity and credit before he dies. We can't allow that. The patents are filed under my name. His NDA is airtight. Once he's gone, the problem disappears. Accelerate termination paperwork. Make sure family gets nothing. For seconds. The email appeared on the 40-foot screen. The room exploded. Jesus Christ. He waited for him to die. This is evidence of fraud. Marcus grabbed the laptop, yanked it away. The connection severed. The screen went black. But it was too late. 1 second. Zara reached into her pocket. Pulled out her USB drive. Held it up. Downloaded. All of it. Patents. Emails. Financial records. The code with my father's name on it. The countdown hit 0. Buzzer sounded. Marcus stood there, laptop in his hands, staring at the dark screen. His empire crumbling in real time. Zara's voice cut through the chaos. David Mitchell was my father. He built everything you're standing on. And you stole it. You waited for him to die, then you erased him. The ballroom was pandemonium. Reporters surging forward. Photographers flashing. Security guards confused, not knowing who to stop. The live stream hit 500,000 viewers. Comments scrolling faster than anyone could read. She destroyed him. Justice, call the FBI. Marcus Chen is done. Sarah Park stood up in the press section, phone out, already typing. This was the story of the decade. Marcus tried to speak. His voice shook. This is all taken out of context. The code was collaborative work. David was compensated fairly. Zara pulled out her phone. Opened a voice memo. Pressed play. Her father's voice filled the ballroom. Weak. Sick. But clear. Zara, baby girl. If you're hearing this, I'm gone. I tried to build something for us. Marcus Chen stole my work. I have proof. The original code repository. Emails where he admitted it. But I'm too sick to fight. My lawyers say the NDA I signed makes it impossible. By the time I could sue, I'll be dead. David Mitchell's voice cracked with emotion. So I'm leaving you the back door. The Ghost Protocol. Use it. Expose him. Make sure the world knows who really built Chen Technologies. I love you, baby. I'm so proud of you. Finish what I couldn't. The recording ended. Silence. Complete silence. Then a woman in the third row started crying. Then another. Then applause started. Slow at first. Then building. Then thunderous. Standing ovation. For Zara. But Marcus wasn't done. He grabbed a microphone. This is illegal. Computer fraud. Unauthorized access. She hacked a private server. I'm calling the police. He pulled out his phone. A voice from the back, I wouldn't do that if I were you. FBI Special Agent Rebecca Torres walked down the aisle. Badge held high. Behind her, 3 more agents. Marcus Chen, I'm placing you under arrest for wire fraud, patent fraud, and conspiracy to commit fraud. What? No. This is a misunderstanding. Agent Torres pulled out handcuffs. We've been investigating Chen Technologies for 6 months. Anonymous tip led us to financial irregularities. She looked at Zara. Then we got a very detailed package last week. Source code analysis. Patent comparisons. Email evidence. all pointing to systematic theft of intellectual property. Sarah Park had sent it. 2 weeks ago. Insurance policy. Marcus backed away. His heel hit the edge of the stage. He stumbled. You can't prove anything. Those files are encrypted. Privileged. Actually, Agent Torres smiled, we can. Because the original developer's daughter just demonstrated that the entire system is built on her father's code. Code that has his name in the authorship credits. Code filed under patents with your name on them. She gestured to Zara. Meet our expert witness. The agents surrounded Marcus. He looked around wildly. At the crowd. At the cameras. At his empire burning. I built this company. I made it what it is. Agent Torres snapped the cuffs on his wrists. No. David Mitchell built it. You just put your name on it. By the time the agents led Marcus out in handcuffs, the video had 2 million views. By midnight, 15 million. By morning, 47 million. Hashtag Justice for David Mitchell was trending worldwide. The clip of Zara's 47-second hack. The patent reveal. Marcus's face going from arrogant to terrified. The email. Her father's voice recording. The arrest. Every major news outlet picked it up. CNN, 14-year-old hacker exposes tech billionaire's fraud. The New York Times, David Mitchell's daughter brings down $8 billion empire. TechCrunch, The Ghost Protocol, how Zara Mitchell honored her father's legacy. Sarah Park's article went viral first. She'd been writing it for 6 months. Just needed the ending. The piece detailed everything. David Mitchell's original work. Marcus Chen's theft. The timeline of the cancer diagnosis and the termination. The NDA designed to silence a dying man. The backdoor David left for his daughter. It ended with a quote from Zara. My father taught me that code is honest. It doesn't lie. It doesn't forget. And it doesn't forgive. He left me the truth in the only language that mattered. I just had to be brave enough to show it to the world. 47 million people read it in 3 days. Zara sat in a conference room at the FBI's San Francisco field office. It was 11 p.m. She'd been there for 4 hours. Agent Torres sat across from her. Sarah Park beside her, acting as legal representation until a real lawyer arrived. You did good work tonight, Zara. Am I in trouble? Torres shook her head. Technically, you accessed a system without authorization. But given that your father built the system, left you the access credentials, and the evidence you uncovered reveals federal crimes, I think we can classify you as a whistleblower rather than a criminal. What happens now? To Marcus? Prison. 10 to 15 years if he takes a plea. 25 if he doesn't. Wire fraud, patent fraud, securities fraud. We're still adding charges. And to me? Torres smiled. That's up to you. But I suspect you're going to have a lot of options. She wasn't wrong. 72 hours later. Zara's phone hadn't stopped ringing for 3 days. MIT cold. Full scholarship. Early admission. They wanted her in their computer science program at 15. Stanford cold. Same offer. Google cold. Internship. $150,000 salary. At 14. Microsoft. Apple. Amazon. Meta. Every tech company wanted the girl who brought down Marcus Chen. But the call that mattered came Sunday morning. Unknown number. She almost didn't answer. Hello? Is this Zara Mitchell? Yes. My name is Catherine Morrison. I was your father's attorney in 2019. I tried to help him fight the NDA. We lost. I'm so sorry. Zara's throat tightened. It's okay. No, it's not. But I'm calling because Chen Technologies is being liquidated. Assets sold. And there's a legal question about intellectual property ownership. What kind of question? If your father built the core technology, and Marcus only put his name on it, then technically the patents might belong to your father's estate. Which means they belong to you. Zara sat up. What does that mean? It means, Catherine's voice was careful, that you might own the rights to the technology that Chen Technologies was built on. Every product. Every license. Every patent. How much? Conservatively, $2 billion. Possibly more. Zara couldn't breathe. There will be legal battles. Marcus's lawyers will fight. But with the evidence you found and the FBI's case, I think we can win. Silence. Zara? I'm here. I don't know what to say. Say you'll hire me as your attorney. We'll finish what your father started. Zara looked at her father's photo on her phone. Yes. Let's finish it. The courthouse steps were packed. News vans lined the street. Reporters with microphones. Protesters with signs. Justice for David Mitchell, tech theft equals real crime, Zara is a hero. And on the other side, smaller but vocal. Free Marcus Chen, innovation isn't theft. Zara sat in the back of a black SUV, watching through tinted windows. She wore a navy blazer that actually fit, purchased 3 days ago. Her first new clothes in 2 years. Beside her, Catherine Morrison reviewed notes. The attorney was 52, black, sharp as a blade. Harvard Law. 25 years fighting tech companies. She'd taken Zara's case pro bono. You ready for this? Zara's stomach churned. Do I have to testify? Yes. You're the key witness. Your testimony about the back door, the code, what you found. That's what buries him. What if I mess up? Catherine looked at her directly. You won't. You're the smartest person in that courtroom. Just tell the truth. The SUV door opened. Security guards formed a wall. Zara stepped out. Cameras exploded. Flashes like lightning. Voices shouting. Zara, how do you feel? Are you scared of Marcus Chen? What would your father say? Catherine's hand on her shoulder. Head down. Keep walking. They pushed through. Up the courthouse steps. Through security. Metal detectors. Bag checks. Inside, the hallway was marble and echo. Federal courtroom. Judge Patricia Moreno presiding. The trial had been expedited. Marcus's lawyers tried to delay. Judge denied it. The evidence was too strong. The public pressure too intense. Courtroom 4A. Double doors. Catherine pushed them open. The gallery was packed. Every seat filled. Press section overflowing. Sketch artists drawing. No cameras allowed inside, but every news outlet had sent someone. Marcus sat at the defense table. 3 lawyers flanking him. He wore an expensive suit, but it hung differently now. He'd lost weight. Dark circles under his eyes. The arrogance gone, replaced with desperation. He saw Zara. Their eyes met. He looked away first. Good. The bailiff stood. All rise. The Honorable Judge Patricia Moreno presiding. Everyone stood. Judge Moreno entered. 58 years old, Latina, gray hair pulled back, face that had seen every lie the legal system could produce. She sat. Everyone sat. Be seated. Let's begin. Assistant U.S. Attorney James Rodriguez stood. 45, Mexican, American, passionate about intellectual property theft. Your Honor, the United States will prove beyond reasonable doubt that Marcus Chen committed wire fraud, patent fraud, and conspiracy to defraud investors by systematically stealing the intellectual property of David Mitchell, using that stolen work to build Chen Technologies, and deliberately concealing the theft through NDAs, shell companies, and the exploitation of a dying man's inability to fight back. He clicked a remote. The courtroom screen lit up. David Mitchell. Brilliant software engineer. Self-taught. Built the quantum encryption protocol that became the foundation of Chen Technologies. David's photo appeared. Him smiling. Healthy. Before the cancer. Zara's breath caught. Marcus Chen met David Mitchell in 2018. David was working independently, building revolutionary security software. Marcus was a Stanford dropout looking for his big break. Timeline appeared on screen. They partnered. David did the coding. Marcus did the business development. But when venture capitalists showed interest, Marcus had David sign an NDA. Quote, Standard Partnership Agreement. Rodriguez pulled out a document. Except it wasn't standard. The NDA transferred all intellectual property rights to Marcus Chen personally. David Mitchell would receive future equity that was never defined. He would get credit when appropriate, which never happened. Murmurs in the gallery. In March 2019, David Mitchell was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He had 6 months to live. He asked Marcus for equity, for credit, for something to leave his daughter. Rodriguez's voice hardened. Marcus Chun responded by accelerating his termination. By March 15, 2019, 3 days after diagnosis, David Mitchell was removed from the company. Zero equity. Zero compensation. Zero credit. The email appeared on screen. The one Zara found. Once he's gone, the problem disappears. The gallery erupted. Judge Moreno's gavel cracked. Order. Order in this court. Rodriguez continued. David Mitchell died on March 20, 2019. Marcus Chun filed patent applications on March 22, 2019. 2 days after the funeral. Patents for technology David created, with Marcus's name as the sole inventor. More documents flashed across the screen. Patent applications. Code comparisons. Authorship credits buried in system files. Then Marcus built an empire. $8 billion valuation. Forbes 30 under 30. Keynote speeches about innovation and disruption. Rodriguez turned to face Marcus. But it was all built on a lie. Built on the stolen work of a man who died broke while Marcus Chun became a billionaire. He paused for effect. Until David Mitchell's 14-year-old daughter exposed the truth. All eyes turned to Zara. The prosecution calls Zara Mitchell. Zara walked to the witness stand. Hand on the Bible. Oath administered. She sat. The courtroom felt massive. Every face watching. Sketch artists drawing her. Marcus's lawyers taking notes. Catherine gave her an encouraging nod. Rodriguez approached gently. Zara, thank you for being here. I know this is difficult. Yes, sir. Tell the court about your father. Zara's voice was quiet at first. My father was David Mitchell. He was a software engineer. Self-taught. He started teaching me to code when I was 6 years old. What kind of person was he? He was kind. Brilliant. He loved teaching. He used to say that code was the most honest language because it doesn't lie. It either works or it doesn't. When did you first learn about his work with Marcus Chun? When I was 10. He was excited. Said he'd built something revolutionary. That we'd be secure. That I could go to college. That everything would be okay. What happened instead? Zara's voice cracked. He got sick. Cancer. And everything fell apart. Tell us about March 2019. My dad tried to work through the diagnosis. But he was getting weaker. He asked Marcus for equity. For credit on the patents. For something to leave me. Did Marcus give him anything? Zara looked directly at Marcus. No. He fired him. Sent a termination letter to the hospital. My dad was too sick to fight. What did your father do? He left me something. A backdoor in the code. Access to the system he built. And a message telling me the truth. The message you played at the Tech Forward conference? Yes, sir. Rodriguez pulled out a laptop. May I play that recording for the court? Defense objection. Hearsay. Judge Moreno looked at the defense attorney. Mr. Harrison, the declarant is deceased. Dying declaration exception applies. Overruled. The recording played. David Mitchell's weak voice filling the federal courtroom. Marcus Chun stole my work. I'm leaving you the back door. Finish what I couldn't. Several jurors wiped their eyes. Zara, Rodriguez said gently, on the night of November 15th, you accessed Chen Technologies' development server. Walk us through what you did. I used my father's credentials. The ghost protocol he left me. I accessed the core system files. The ones with his name in the authorship credits. What did you find? Zara's voice strengthened. I found everything. Patents filed under Marcus's name with my father's code. Emails where Marcus admitted to stealing the work. Financial records showing he paid my father nothing. Shell companies to hide the money. She looked at the jury. I found proof that Marcus Chun built his empire on my father's grave. Marcus's lead attorney, Richard Harrison, stood for cross-examination. 60s, white, expensive suit, used to winning. Miss Mitchell, you accessed a private computer system without authorization, correct? I used credentials my father gave me. But you weren't employed by Chin Technologies? My father built that system. He gave me access rights. Harrison's voice sharpened. You're 14 years old. You're in foster care. You have no formal education in cybersecurity. Isn't it possible you misunderstood what you found? Zara met his eyes. No, sir. You claim to have found evidence of fraud. But you're not a lawyer. Not an accountant. How can you possibly understand complex corporate documents? Because I can read. And the email that said once he's gone, the problem disappears 3 days after my father's cancer diagnosis isn't complex. It's evidence of intent. The gallery murmured approval. Harrison tried another angle. Your father signed a non-disclosure agreement. A legal contract. He agreed to transfer intellectual property rights. He signed it thinking he'd get equity. Future ownership. Marcus lied. That's your interpretation. It's what the documents show. Harrison pulled out papers. According to Chen Technologies' financial records, your father was paid $75,000 as a contractor. Zara's voice turned to ice. $75,000 for technology that generated $8 billion. That's not payment. That's theft. Harrison flinched. And, Zara continued, the payment came with an NDA that prevented him from seeking more. From fighting back. From telling anyone the truth. You're speculating about your father's intent. I have his voice recording. His written notes. His message to me. That's not speculation. That's evidence. Harrison sat down. No further questions. The trial lasted 2 weeks. Expert witnesses testified about code authorship. Financial analysts traced the money. Former Chin Technologies employees admitted Marcus never mentioned David Mitchell. The defense tried everything. Claimed collaborative work. Claimed fair compensation. Claimed David Mitchell would have wanted Marcus to succeed. The jury deliberated for 6 hours. They returned to a packed courtroom. Has the jury reached a verdict? The foreman stood. We have, Your Honor. On the count of wire fraud, how do you find? Guilty. Patent fraud? Guilty. Conspiracy to defraud investors? Guilty. All 12 counts. Guilty. Marcus's face drained of color. His lawyers whispered urgently. He shook his head in disbelief. Judge Moreno set sentencing for 4 weeks later. When that day came, the courtroom was even more packed. Marcus Chen, you have been found guilty on all counts. Before I impose sentence, do you have anything to say? Marcus stood. His voice shook. I made mistakes. I should have given David credit. I should have compensated him fairly. I'm sorry. Judge Moreno's face was stone. You're sorry you got caught, Mr. Chun. Sorry your fraud was exposed. But you're not sorry for what you did to David Mitchell. She opened a folder. David Mitchell died with $17,000 in medical debt. You filed patents worth billions 2 days after his funeral. You built an empire while his daughter slept in foster homes and alleys. Zara sat in the gallery, Catherine beside her. Your crime wasn't just theft, Mr. Chun. It was cruelty. You watched a man die and you saw opportunity. Judge Moreno's voice rang out. I sentence you to 18 years in federal prison. No parole for 12 years. Additionally, you will pay $250 million in restitution to the estate of David Mitchell. Marcus collapsed into his chair. Furthermore, all patents filed under your name that contain David Mitchell's original work are hereby transferred to his estate. Catherine squeezed Zara's hand. This court is adjourned. The gavel fell. Justice. Zara stood in front of a mirror in her new apartment. Not Patricia's crowded one-bedroom. Her own apartment. 2 bedrooms in Berkeley. Walking distance to UC Berkeley campus where she'd start next fall. Early admission. Full scholarship. The apartment was modest. She could have afforded a mansion. The restitution money, the patent rights, the settlements from Chen Technologies liquidation. $2.3 billion. At 14 years old, Zara Mitchell was one of the wealthiest teenagers in America. But she lived simply. remembering where she came from. Her phone rang. Catherine Morrison. Zara, the paperwork is final. The David Mitchell Foundation for Tech Education is officially established. $500 million endowment. Zara smiled. And the scholarship program? Live. We've already received 3,000 applications from kids in foster care, kids from low-income families, kids who love coding but can't afford college. How many can we fund? First year? 500 full scholarships. Tuition, housing, laptops, mentorship. Everything they need. Zara's throat tightened. Dad would love that. He'd be so proud of you. After the call, Zara walked to her desk. Her father's photo sat there. Him smiling. Healthy. Beside it, a new photo. Her on the courthouse steps the day of the verdict. Holding Catherine's hand. Finally free. And beside that, a framed piece of code. The first program she ever wrote with her father. Print, hello world. I'm Zara Mitchell. Print, and I'm just getting started. Zara walked through the front doors of Oakland Tech for the first time in over a year. The hallways looked the same. Lockers dented. Fluorescent lights flickering. The smell of cafeteria food and floor cleaner. But everything was different now. Students stopped mid-conversation when they saw her. Whispered. Pointed. Some smiled. Some stared. Everyone knew who she was. The girl who brought down Marcus Chun. The billionaire teenager. The ghost in the machine. She walked to the auditorium. A banner hung above the entrance. Tech Futures Conference, presented by the David Mitchell Foundation. Inside, 400 students filled the seats. Mostly black and brown kids. Kids from neighborhoods like hers. Kids who loved coding but couldn't afford computers. Kids the system had written off. Sarah Park stood backstage. She'd left TechCrunch. Now she ran communications for the foundation. You ready? Zara adjusted her blazer. UC Berkeley hoodie underneath. She was 15 now. Taller. Still quiet. But different. Confident in a way that came from surviving hell and walking out the other side. What do I say? Tell them your story. Tell them the truth. The principal introduced her. Dr. Williams. The same woman who'd marked Zara absent for 3 weeks without checking why. Please welcome Zara Mitchell, founder of the David Mitchell Foundation. Applause erupted. Standing ovation before she even said a word. Zara walked on stage. Looked at 400 faces. Kids like her. Kids who'd been told they didn't matter. She took the microphone. Hi. I'm Zara Mitchell. A year ago, I was sitting where you are. Skipping class. Sleeping on a couch in a 1-bedroom apartment with 5 other foster kids. Doing homework at the public library because I didn't have internet at home. The room was silent. Listening. Teachers told me I had potential. But potential doesn't pay rent. Doesn't buy food. Doesn't get you a computer that's not held together with duct tape. Nervous laughter. My father was a genius. Self-taught software engineer. He built technology that changed the world. And he died broke. Medical debt. No equity. No credit. Nothing to leave me except code and a message. She paused. Marcus Chun stole my father's work. Built an $8 billion company on it. And everyone believed him. Because he looked the part. Stanford. Venture capital. TED Talks. The system was built for people like him. Heads nodding. But my father left me something Marcus couldn't steal. Knowledge. Truth. And the courage to fight back. She looked directly at the students. You all have that too. Every single one of you. The system will try to tell you that you're not smart enough. Not rich enough. Not connected enough. It'll tell you to be realistic. To know your place. To accept less. Her voice strengthened. Don't believe it. I'm 15 years old. I exposed fraud that federal investigators missed. I fought lawyers who get paid more in an hour than my foster mother makes in a month. I won. Applause started. She raised her hand. Stopped it. But I didn't win alone. I had my father's knowledge. Sarah Park's journalism. Catherine Morrison's legal expertise. The FBI's investigation. I had help. She pulled out her phone. Showed a slide on the screen behind her. The David Mitchell Foundation has awarded 500 scholarships this year. Full rides. Tuition, housing, laptops, mentorship. 500 kids who were told they couldn't afford college are going anyway. Cheers erupted. Next year, 1,000 scholarships. The year after, 2,000. We're going to keep going until every kid who loves code, who loves tech, who loves learning gets a shot. Standing ovation. Thunderous. Zara waited for quiet. But I need you to understand something. Money isn't enough. Scholarships aren't enough. You have to be willing to fight. To stand up when everyone's telling you to sit down. To speak truth when it's easier to stay silent. She looked at her father's photo on the screen. My father taught me that code doesn't lie. It's the most honest language. If you know how to read it, you can find the truth. She looked back at the students. Learn to code. Not because it's a good job. Not because tech companies pay well. Learn it because it's power. Because the future is being built right now, and if you don't know how to build it, someone else will build it for you. Her voice dropped to almost a whisper, but carried through the microphone. Marcus Chun thought he could erase my father. Thought nobody would notice. Thought a 14-year-old black girl from Oakland couldn't touch him. Long pause. He was wrong. And everyone who underestimates you is wrong too. The auditorium exploded. Students on their feet. Chanting her name. Teachers crying. Zara stood there. 15 years old. $2.3 billion. A foundation changing thousands of lives. But in that moment, she just felt like her father's daughter. And that was enough. Zara walked into the Oakland Public Library main branch. Her sanctuary. Her second home. Mrs. Chun was at the front desk. She looked up and smiled. Zara, I've been watching your interviews. Your father would be so proud. Thank you, Mrs. Chun. The older woman stood, walked around the desk. Pulled Zara into a hug. You know, I saw you that first day 2 years ago. Little girl with a broken laptop trying to teach herself Python from YouTube videos. I knew you were special. Zara's eyes watered. You gave me the computer lab. You let me stay past closing. You never asked questions. Because I recognized hunger. Not for food. For knowledge. Same hunger your father had. They walked to the computer lab together. The same corner workstation where Zara spent hundreds of hours. Mrs. Chun pulled out a key. This is for you. What is it? New computer lab. Opening next month. David Mitchell Memorial Technology Center. 50 new computers. High-speed internet. Open to any kid who wants to learn. Free. Zara took the key. Hands shaking. You funded it. But I'm naming it. Your father gave you knowledge. Now you're giving it to everyone else. Zara couldn't speak. Just hugged Mrs. Chen and cried. Zara sat in an MIT lecture hall. Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. She was 15. Youngest student in the program. Early admission. The professor, Dr. Sarah Kim, was explaining neural networks. Zara already understood it. Had taught herself 2 years ago. But she listened anyway. Because there was always more to learn. After class, a student approached. White guy. 20s. Tall. Confident. Hey, you're Zara Mitchell, right? Yeah. That was insane. What you did to Marcus Chin. Taking down a billionaire at 14. Zara packed her bag. 14 and a half. And I didn't do it for the takedown. I did it for my father. Still. Pretty badass. He waited. Clearly wanting something. I was wondering if you'd want to grab coffee. Talk about your foundation. I'm working on a startup. Zara looked at him. Saw Marcus Chun at 20. Same confidence. Same assumption that she'd be impressed. I'm 15. And busy. But good luck with your startup. She walked away. Behind her, she heard him mutter, whatever. Probably got lucky anyway. Zara smiled. Let him think that. Underestimation was her superpower. 1 year after her viral hack. Zara walked onto the same stage where she destroyed Marcus Chen. The Paramount Hotel ballroom. Same crystal chandeliers. Same 500 seats. But this time, she was the keynote speaker. The host introduced her, the youngest self, made billionaire in history. Founder of the David Mitchell Foundation. MIT computer science prodigy. Please welcome Zara Mitchell. Standing ovation before she even reached the microphone. She looked at the crowd. Tech executives. Venture capitalists. Journalists. Same people who'd laughed at her a year ago. Some were different faces. Many were the same. Thank you. Zara's voice was calm. Last time I was on this stage, I was 14. Wearing ripped jeans and a borrowed hoodie. A lot of you laughed. Uncomfortable shifting in seats. I don't blame you. I looked like I didn't belong. And in your world, appearance matters more than ability. Status matters more than skill. She paused. But code doesn't care what you look like. It doesn't care where you're from. It doesn't care if you learned at Stanford or at the public library. She clicked a remote. The screen behind her lit up. 1 year ago, I exposed fraud that cost Marcus Chen his freedom. But more importantly, I exposed a truth this industry doesn't want to face. Images appeared. Statistics. Graphs. Only 3% of venture capital goes to black founders. Only 1% to black women. Not because they're not brilliant. Because the people with money can't see past their own biases. More data. My father was a genius. But he died broke because Marcus Chen decided his value was worth $75,000 while stealing billions. That's not business. That's theft. She looked directly at the audience. The David Mitchell Foundation has funded 1,500 scholarships in 1 year. Know how many of those kids applied to traditional venture capital before us? 800. Know how many got funded? 0. Silence. So here's my challenge to you. Not to hack a system. To fix one. Invest in the kids you'd normally overlook. Fund the founders who don't look like you. Give opportunities to the people you'd normally dismiss. Because somewhere right now, there's another David Mitchell. Building something revolutionary. And if you're not paying attention, you'll miss it. She smiled slightly. Or worse, someone like Marcus Chen will steal it. Nervous laughter. The foundation is opening an accelerator. $100 million fund. For kids from underrepresented backgrounds. No connections required. No pedigree needed. Just bring your code and your dreams. She clicked again. Application information appeared. We launch in 3 months. And we're going to prove that talent is everywhere. Opportunity isn't. She set down the remote. One more thing. Marcus Chen is in prison. But the system that enabled him is still here. In this room. In these companies. In these investment firms. Her voice hardened. You can change that. Or the next generation will change it for you. Choose wisely. She walked off stage. The room erupted. Some applauding. Some uncomfortable. All talking. Sarah Park met her backstage. That was incredible. Zara shrugged. Just the truth. You just challenged every VC in Silicon Valley. Good. They need it. Zara stood at her father's grave. Forest Lawn Cemetery. Oakland Hills. Simple headstone. David Mitchell 1981, 2019 brilliant coder. Loving father. Forever remembered. She placed flowers. Fresh. White roses. His favorite. Hi, Dad. I know it's been a while. The cemetery was quiet. Just wind through trees. City sounds distant. I got my first patent approved. Quantum authentication protocol. Built on your work. But this time, with proper credit. Mitchell, Chen Quantum Framework. Your name first. She sat on the grass beside the headstone. The foundation is huge now. 3,000 kids funded. 12 new tech centers across the country. We're changing lives, Dad. Just like you wanted. Tears fell. Marcus got 18 years. He'll be 50 when he gets out. His lawyers tried everything. Appeals. Motions. All denied. The evidence was too strong. She wiped her eyes. But you know what I think about most? Not the trial. Not the money. Not even the foundation. She touched the cold stone. I think about Saturday mornings. You teaching me to code. Explaining algorithms over pancakes. Making me laugh with terrible dad jokes about Python and Java. Her voice broke. I miss you so much. Every single day. And I'm so angry that Marcus took that from us. From me. She breathed deeply. But I'm not letting anger win. I'm using it. Channeling it. Building something you'd be proud of. Wind rustled leaves. I'm going to MIT. Youngest student in their doctoral program. They want me to study quantum computing. I said yes. Because you taught me to never stop learning. She stood up. I love you, Dad. And I promise I'll keep fighting. For every kid like me. For every parent like you. For everyone the system tries to erase. She walked away. Didn't look back. Because her father taught her to always look forward. The screen fades to black. Then Zara appears. Looking directly at the camera. Sitting in her father's old home office. His photo behind her. Code on screens around her. If you're watching this, you just heard my story. 14-year-old girl takes down billionaire tech CEO. Sounds like a movie, right? She leans forward. But it's not a movie. It happened. And it happened because I refused to accept what everyone told me. You're too young. You're just a kid. People like you don't become hackers. Stay in your lane. Every single person who dismissed me was wrong. She looks directly into camera. Here's what I want you to understand. Marcus Chun isn't special. He's not the only person stealing credit. Not the only one exploiting vulnerable people. Not the only one building empires on stolen work. This happens every day. In tech. In business. In every industry. Someone brilliant creates something. Someone powerful steals it. The system protects the powerful. Unless someone fights back. She stands. Walks closer to camera. My father left me a backdoor. Most of you won't have that. But you have something else. You have truth. You have evidence. You have voices. Use them. If you've been stolen from, speak up. If you've been dismissed, prove them wrong. If you've been told you don't belong, build something they can't ignore. She pulls out a USB drive. The same one from the conference. This drive changed my life. Had evidence of fraud. Patents. Emails. Financial records. She holds it up. What's on your drive? What truth are you carrying? What are you going to do with it? Long pause. The David Mitchell Foundation exists because my father died for his work, and I refuse to let that be the end of his story. What's your story? Who are you fighting for? What are you building? She sets down the drive. I was 14. Foster kid. No money. No connections. Just a laptop, library internet, and my father's final lesson. I won. Not because I'm special. Because I didn't give up. She looks directly at viewers. Neither should you. Text appears on screen. Marcus Chun sentenced, 18 years federal prison restitution paid, $250 million net worth today, $0 status. Inmate number 84729, FCI Lompoc. Zara Mitchell age, 16 education, MIT PhD program, quantum computing net worth, $2.3 billion David Mitchell Foundation, 5,000 scholarships awarded, 20 tech centers opened. The foundation's impact, 2 years. 5,000 full scholarships awarded. 20 David Mitchell Tech Centers nationwide. 47 startups funded through Accelerator. 200,000 kids taught to code for free. $800 million invested in underrepresented founders. Sarah Park Pulitzer Prize finalist for Investigative Journalism Chief Communications Officer, David Mitchell Foundation. Catherine Morrison successfully recovered $2.3 billion for David Mitchell's estate, named one of Time's 100 most influential people. Patricia Williams no longer a foster parent hired as Community Outreach Director. David Mitchell Foundation salary, $85,000 per year plus benefits. Mrs. Chen, librarian, retired, awarded Presidential Medal of Freedom for supporting youth education. David Mitchell Memorial Library Wing, named in her honor. Zara appears one more time. Before you go, I want to say something to three groups of people. To the kids who feel invisible, you're not. You matter. Your voice matters. Your code matters. Don't let anyone tell you different. To the adults with power, use it to lift up, not hold down. Invest in the kids you'd normally overlook. You might just fund the next revolution. To the Marcus Chens of the world, we're watching. We're building. We're coming. And we're better at this than you are. She smiles. My father used to say, code is the most honest language. It doesn't lie. Neither do I. If this story moved you, here's what to do. Like this video if you believe everyone deserves a chance. Share it with someone who needs to hear that they matter. Comment below. Tell me your story. When were you underestimated? What did you build anyway? Subscribe to Sage Stories for more stories about people who refuse to stay silent. And if you want to help, visit David Mitchell Foundation.org. Apply for a scholarship. Donate. Volunteer. Spread the word. She picks up her laptop. The same duct, taped one from the beginning. This laptop changed my life. What will you do with yours? Final frame, Zara coding. Her father's photo visible on her desk. Text overlay. Your past doesn't define you. Your code does. David Mitchell. Subscribe for more stories of justice served. You really think you can hack my system? Marcus Chun held up the black USB drive like it was a piece of trash, smirking at the 14-year-old black girl standing in front of 500 tech executives at the Paramount Hotel ballroom in San Francisco. The crowd laughed. Cameras flashed. Someone in the back shouted, "Is this a make-a-wish thing?" Zara Mitchell stood in ripped jeans and a hoodie 3 sizes too big, clutching a battered laptop covered in duct tape. Her sneakers, donated from Goodwill, squeaked on the marble floor. Around her, venture capitalists in $3,000 suits sipped champagne and exchanged knowing glances. With this, Marcus tapped her laptop screen with his manicured finger. Library internet access and a computer from 2015? Sweetheart, my security team has PhDs from MIT. They've been trying to penetrate this system for 6 months. What makes you think a child from— He paused, looking her up and down from the projects can do what they can't. The ballroom erupted. Laughter, phone cameras rising, live stream viewers jumping from 50,000 to 75,000 in seconds. Zara's voice came out quiet but steady. 47 seconds, sir. Give me 47 seconds, and I'll own your entire network. Marcus threw his head back, laughing. The $50,000 Rolex on his wrist caught the chandelier light. Oh, this is gold. Everyone hear this? 47 seconds. He turned to the crowd. You know what? I'll make you a deal. You hack my system, prove you're not just another street kid playing dress up as a hacker, and I'll give you $100,000. He pulled out his wallet, thick with hundreds. Hell, I'll give you the whole company. Chen Technologies. $8 billion market cap. All yours. The room lost it. People were recording now. Reporters pushing forward. Live stream comments exploding. She's gonna cry. This is cruel. Someone stop this. I hope she destroys him. But Zara didn't cry. She opened her laptop. 47 seconds. I'll need a timer. Marcus checked his Apple Watch. Starting now. 47, 46, 45. What Marcus Chin didn't know, what none of the 500 tech billionaires in that room knew, was that the foster kid from Oakland with a duct-taped laptop had just found the backdoor his entire security team missed. The one her father built before Marcus stole his code and left him to die broke and forgotten. And in 43 seconds, Zara Mitchell was about to burn Marcus Chen's empire to the ground. Have you ever watched someone destroy themselves and not even know it? 6 weeks earlier. Morning in Oakland, the Mitchell apartment. 5:47 a.m. Oakland, California. The Eastmont neighborhood where gunshots are alarm clocks and survival is a daily exam. Zara woke on the couch, her bedroom. The apartment, a subsidized one-bedroom in a building that should have been condemned in 2010, housed 5 people. Her foster mother, Patricia Williams, slept in the actual bedroom. 3 other foster kids, ages 6, 9, and 11, shared sleeping bags on the floor. Zara was the oldest at 14. She'd learned to be invisible. She grabbed her laptop from under the couch cushions where she hid it every night, the only thing she owned that mattered. Powered it on. The fan whirred loud, struggling. Windows 10 on a machine built for Windows 7. But it worked. That's what mattered. On the wall, one photo. Taped up, corners worn from being moved between 7 foster homes in 4 years. Her father, David Mitchell, 38 years old, black, brilliant, smiling in front of a whiteboard covered in code. Beside him 10-year-old Zara grinning, holding up a Hello World program she'd just written. 4 years ago. Before the cancer. Before the medical bills. Before Marcus Chin. Zara touched the photo. Morning, Dad. Today's the library. The kitchen smelled like instant coffee and defeat. Patricia sat at the table, nursing supervisor scrubs already on, looking at bills spread across the chipped Formica surface. Morning, baby. Patricia didn't look up. You eating? I'm good. Zara grabbed a pop, tart from the box, the breakfast of foster kids everywhere. School today? Half day. Teacher development. Zara lied smoothly. She'd stopped going to Oakland Tech 3 weeks ago. They'd stopped noticing. When you're a black foster kid with a 4.0 GPA in a school where 60% don't graduate, teachers assume you'll figure it out. She had other plans. Patricia finally looked up, tired eyes that had seen too much. You staying out of trouble? Yes, ma'am. Good. The caseworker comes Friday. Inspection. Keep the other kids quiet, okay? I can't lose this placement. The check barely covers rent. Zara knew the math. $800 per child per month. 5 kids. $4,000. Rent was $2,100 for a place worth maybe $600. Patricia pocketed the difference. But she wasn't cruel, didn't lock them in closets like the last family. Didn't make them steal like the one before that. Low bar. But it was something. I'll keep them quiet, Zara promised. The Oakland Public Library, main branch. 8:15 a.m. Zara walked through the doors of the Oakland Public Library, her real home. The head librarian, Mrs. Chun, no relation to Marcus, she always clarified, smiled when she saw her. Early as always, Zara. Yes, ma'am. Got a project. Mrs. Chun was 68, Chinese, American, retired software engineer from HP. She'd recognized Zara's talent the first week she'd shown up 2 years ago, a 12-year-old teaching herself Python from YouTube videos. Computer labs open. I put the good laptop aside for you. Thank you, Mrs. Chun. The library computer lab had 12 workstations. Zara took the corner one, back to the wall, sightlines to both entrances. Survival habits from foster care. She logged in using her library card. The computer was a Dell Optiplex from 2018, donated by some tech company's tax write-off program. Compared to her personal laptop, this was a spaceship. Zara opened Chrome. Typed a URL from memory. A forum she'd found 6 months ago. blackhattalk.onion. Accessed through Tor browser. Anonymous. Encrypted. Where real hackers lived.